What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 4, Episode 9, you guys. And the episode was titled Hamptons Hangover. I believe that's what it was titled. So, sorry if you guys are this is late, this video and World of Hip Hop. Sorry if these videos are late. If you guys are not aware that we've had a winter storm here in Texas once again, right? But it's not as severe as it was last year. Last year we had snow on the ground for a week, right? With those rolling power outages. But this year we don't have that, right? And it's, the temperature is going back up. So I think by this time next week, we'll be back in the 60s or 70s, close to it, right? But hey, before we jump into the review of Real Housewives of Miami, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not subscribed to my channel, then I'm gonna need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Do me that favor by liking this video, you guys, turning on your notifications, subscribing to the channel, and sharing the video. And you guys, with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss The Real Housewives of Miami. All right, you guys, so we started this episode up, and it's kind of a continuation of the end of last week's episode. So you guys remember last week's episode, Julia had all the ladies, they were taking those shots, right? So this episode, we open up and we see everybody is knocked out, right? Everybody's asleep. They had a good long night of partying, right? Then we move over to Adriana and Julia's room, right? And we see Julia, which I actually thought that was, at one point I thought that was Adriana, but it was Julia. Julia is slumped over the toilet. So Adriana let us know that Julia, at like 4 in the morning, she woke up and Julia was in the bathroom. She was throwing up and she had diarrhea, right? So then she went and she got Nicole, because y'all know Nicole is a doctor. And I believe Nicole is an anesthesiologist, right? Yeah. So she went and got Nicole. So they're, trying to help Julia out, right? Nicole is giving her water so that way she doesn't get dehydrated and whatnot. And then, all the other ladies at this point, they've woken up, right? What really threw me for a loop was Larsa. So I think it was Marisol, when Marisol told Larsa what the situation was, Larsa's reaction was about her event that she's putting on. And I'm like, you're worried about your event when they're telling you that Julia is in her bathroom, she's sick, she's throwing up, she has diarrhea, but you're worried about your party. Your party will be fine, right? It's not like it's gonna be the end of the world. Now, I know you said you invited these people to your event, but it's still just not that big of a deal if we're being honest with one another, right? So at one point, the ladies started getting into it with one another. Like I said, Julia was throwing up. They couldn't find any plastic bags or trash bags so that she could throw up in. So Nicole got a salad bowl. Now I'm actually kind of with Marisol, girl. Why did you get the salad bowl? Of all things to get the salad bowl, you couldn't find the trash can. You couldn't find anything. You gave her a salad bowl to throw up in. But honestly, if I'm being honest with you, I think all the ladies were being extra. I think all the ladies were exaggerating, not exaggerating, but I think all the ladies were being a little bit extra, right? With the exception of maybe Adriana, because Adriana wanted to get her an IV going, right? So she called for an IV, but they couldn't give her a time frame of when someone could come out. So then she called, for ambulance to come out. And eventually the ambulance, they did come out, right? So they came out, they checked, her vitals. They gave her an IV and they gave her some fluids because she was, dehydrated, right? Julia, no one wants, you got Marisol and you got Alexia saying what it really is, what they think it is, right? That they think that the fact that, she was drinking the night before. So this is just the classic case of a hangover, right? And yeah, it could be a hangover, but it could be other things as well, right? So you don't want to just say it's a hangover, but 9 times out of 10, that's what that shit was a grade A hangover that she had, right? So she's fine, right? So the paramedics came out, like I said, they gave her the IV, they gave her fluids, so she's able to just rest and just get herself together. So that's what happened. So then Lawrence's event. Lawrence's event went off without a hitch. So when she was just worried about, oh my God, Julia, I don't, this could mess up my event. I just really want to know, how could Julia being sick mess up her event? Get it. I got that she was having the event at the house, but Julia was in her room. It's not like Julia was out in the living room, out in the, on the back patio, not any of that stuff, right? So I will say one thing about Lars's jewelry. Very pretty jewelry. I did like what I saw. And then Gertie helped her, get the shit together, right? And everything went off without a hitch. And Julia is in her room sleeping off whatever it is that she has going on with her, right? So then, like I said, we see everybody there. So Lisa is the last one to show up. And then when Lisa came out, they were sitting, down and they were eating. I guess they were eating. I don't remember, right? But Lisa and Adriana got into an argument with each other about shade of all things, right? Because Adriana, she had came out an hour earlier to pick a shady spot to sit in where there was no sun hitting her. Lisa came out an hour late. She moved the umbrella over by her. Her and Adriana were arguing. I'm like, this is stupid if we're being honest with each other. This is dumb as, let's keep it real, right? But eventually they were able to make up with each other. It just made absolutely no sense whatsoever to me. Oh God, it just didn't make any sense. You know what? The more I look at this look at this episode was a filler episode. So this review is just going to be pretty short, you guys. Sorry to tell you that, but the review is going to be short. But hey, let's move forward. All right, you guys. So next up, let's talk about Nicole and Marisol, right? So you guys remember that Nicole and Marisol, they've had issues since they've been in Hamptons, right? You guys remember the first dinner that they had where Marisol took it upon herself to basically tell the group that she heard from other people that, Nicole was talking shit about the other ladies, talking about Larsa, talking about Lisa, talking about everyone in the group, right? That was what Marisol's thing was. So Nicole has decided that she just wants to sit, to the side with Marisol, have a conversation with Marisol because they're going to be getting ready to have a party for Lisa's birthday, right? And she wants to go into this party and not have any animosity, any issues with Marisol, right? So they sit down and they're talking. And, Nicole is telling Marisol how she felt that she was being bullied, that she felt like it was a gang up on her after, when they first got to the Hamptons. You guys remember she told Alexia that she thought Alexia was kind of pretty much putting 20 on 10, doing the most, so to speak, right? And she just felt like it was a gang up. She felt like it was very confrontational. Now, at the dinner, I definitely will say that it did come off very confrontational, right? Because remember, Marisol came up with that game for them to play, but, who do you trust the most at this table? Who you do trust the least at this table, right? And she went around and she said that she trusted Nicole the least, right? And then she went in to talk about why she doesn't trust Nicole, because Nicole, she heard through her people that she knows in Miami that Nicole was talking shit about the women, right? But here's my thing. How do you know, like, this is a game of telephone. This is a game of he said, she said, right? So just because someone says it to you, like, it could be a situation where, so, like, let's just say you have a friend group, right? Well, not even just, let's just say you have this one person that's friends with this one person, right? So me, JB. So say I'm friends with you, hypothetically. Say me and you are friends, right? And I know someone that's friends with, say we're close. Well, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. So you guys bear with me because I'm trying to make it make sense in layman's terms. So let's just say I'm in this friend group, right? And let's say I'm friends with Marisol, right? Been friends with Marisol for 10 years, right? And I'm getting to know Nicole, right? But then I have this friend that's not in this circle that knows Nicole, right? And that friend has come to me and said that they've heard things that Nicole has said about me, right? And, well, let's just say Marisol. how do I know that this person actually heard Nicole say this? Or, because it could be a situation where this person may have actually heard Nicole say this, or it could be a situation where this person has heard this from someone else. So this is now what we call hearsay, right? So, and that's my whole thing when it comes to people, like when it comes to shit like that. Don't come at me with hearsay. I don't play the hearsay game. Like, if you heard this from someone else, I don't want to hear it. Unless you heard it from the horse's mouth, tell me. And that's kind of the situation with Marisol. Marisol didn't specifically hear anything come out of Nicole's mouth. So you're going off of the word of mouth from other people. Now, how do you know that maybe your friends may have heard this from someone else and they may have a disdain or they don't like Nicole like that, right? Now you're going around spreading gossip that you don't necessarily know is true. So that's my thing when it comes to the whole he said, she said. I don't play the he said, she said game. I prefer to stay away from it. Like, if somebody comes to me and say, oh, I heard that somebody said this about you, I'm going to tell them, unless you got a recording of it, unless you heard it from that person's mouth, I don't give a damn. And even if you heard it from the person's mouth or it was recorded, I still don't really give a damn. I might confront the person, but at the end of the day, I don't care because I'm secure in myself. I know who I am. I don't really think too much about what other people say, think, or feel about me. It just doesn't do anything, especially if I don't know you. If I don't know you, your opinion means jack diddly shit to me. And the issue that I had in this scene with Marisol was the fact that Marisol couldn't see where Nicole was coming from. She couldn't say, well, I did hear that from someone, but if you say that you didn't say it, I know that my people, they're very credible. They wouldn't lie to me. But if you say you didn't say it, then I'll take your word for it. But I also know that my people wouldn't lie to me. But Marisol couldn't say that. But again, it's he said, she said bullshit, and it's just dumb, like literally dumb. But we're gonna move on, you guys, and actually this is the end of the episode. So we had the dinner for Lisa. Lisa showed up on time. Julia has been revived, so she's there with the ladies. So Kiki asked the question of Lisa, like, what is your ultimate sexual fantasy? And they were like, oh, Kiki, don't ask that question. It's a group of ladies. It's not like she's going to say, unless she was going to say, oh, my ultimate sexual fantasy is to sleep with Adriana and my husband, or Larsa and my husband, or Alexia and my husband, or even Gertie, or any. Now, that would be like, oh, but that would be fun. It would be like, oh, so you like me like that, huh? Okay. Like, that would be fun, right? But she said her ultimate sexual fantasy is with her husband, Lenny. I was like, oh, man, I guess if you say so, right? So then they were like, who, if you have a hall pass, who is it? So her hall pass is Channing Tatum. Then they went around talking about who they all liked. I know at one point, Adriana said she liked Brad Pitt. I believe Nicole said she likes John Mayer. Then somebody asked Larsa who was hers. She said, she had this fantasy of being with an actor. She was with him, and an athlete. We all know the athlete was Scotty. So they said, who is the actor? Like, tell us his name. She says, no. They're like, give us his first initial and his last initial, right? She said M and J. I was like, M and J. M and J. I'm like, and when she said M and J, the only M and J that I thought about was Michael B. Jordan. Because somebody asked, is he in a relationship? She didn't answer that question. I'm like, the only MJ I know currently is Michael B. Jordan. But she didn't say it's a current actor. She didn't say it was current or if he was an older actor. But that was the first person when I thought of it. I'm like, I know damn well Larsa ain't been with my... Do y'all think that Larsa was with Michael B. Jordan? Let me know in the comment section below, you guys. That's it, you guys. It really, like I said, this was pretty much a fillerish episode. It looks like the drama is coming in next week's episode. But yeah, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, share the video. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, wear your mask, you guys, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So yeah, I'll see you guys later on tonight for Ready to Love. We got that tonight. Ladies Who List, I'll give you guys that. We'll be back with Ladies Who List. And then we also have Love During Lockup, you guys. And then I also have Big Brother to talk about this week. So I'll see you guys for all of those videos. And I know I told you guys that you guys would see Married at First Sight this Friday today, right? Because it's Friday, but sorry, you guys. Married at First Sight it's a very long show to watch. But I am watching it, so I'm on episode number 4 of Married at First Sight. So I'm gonna watch episode 4 and episode 5, and then I'll come back to you guys next week. So what we'll do next week is I'll probably give you guys my first review of Married at First Sight, where I'll talk about episode 1 through 5, if I feel like it, and then we'll start up with episode 6. But you guys are gonna get those for sure. Trust and believe me, you guys are gonna get them. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.